Hello class, receiving students and teachers. Thank you. You may sit down. I have a riddle. Not exactly with the riddle, but something to do with I Spy. Have you played the game I Spied with my two little eyes? Okay. Listen. I spy with my two little eyes something round and small. It is black and white. What is it? Query, first hand. The cloth on the wall. Not exactly, thank you. We'll have Teresa, a girl.
Eyeballs.
Eyeballs. Yes. Good, your answer. Round and small. What are your eyes used for? For seeing. Okay. Your eyes are for seeing. Could I have one person from each group to come up and have a look at, take these two. These are lenses. Small lens. Okay, Shane, come and get one for two for a group. Teresa? Quarry? Bob? Shane? I would like you to look at the lens, have a look at the lens. Receiving students, you may discuss with your teacher what do you use the lens for? What is the purpose of the lens? As the class will do today for a minute, so we can have that time now. I didn't hear you. To see things with the lens. Yes, Richard. Patrick. Patrick. What do you think? The object that you're holding on to. Try having a look at it using one lens and then try using 2, 3 and adjusting your distance by moving your lens up and down on something that you need to focus. Right? Let's have somebody to give us what they have come up with in their discussion. We'll have Riku to give us what they have discussed. Riku, could you give us what your group has discussed with?
We use lens to see very small particles. Objects.
Okay, that's your group discussion, yes. Any others? Junior?
For seeing things that cannot be seen easily.
Okay, explain clearly. Now, Helen, can you come and have a look at this? Have a look at it. Try to see some through. Did you focus? What do you think it is?
It's kind of like a telescope.
Kind of a telescope. So what do you think we'll be using that for?
Exploring and faraway objects.
Exploring faraway objects. Okay, good answer. Did you try to check which faraway objects you want to test? Okay, can you try? How? You see and you describe to your class how does it look like, or what do you see when you focus on that writings on the wall? Tell your friends what you see.
Well, when I stand here, I cannot see the writings properly, but when I look through this telescope, I can see it clearly.
May I have a try? But I didn't hear you.
Upside down.
It's upside down. Oh, can you try to confirm? Is it upside down or upright? You must have three. I saw it was upside down. So what is it?
Yeah, upside down.
It is?
Upside down.
Tell the class.
It's upside down.
It is upside down. What is upside down? The writings are upside down. Okay, good. Thank you. You may sit down. Resident teachers and students, today our topic will be on how to observe the Earth, telescopes. We're still on the same strand and the sub-strand. In our activity today, as you have just seen, we'll be making a model of a telescope. And I believe you have your materials there. If you have not, you may observe what we will be doing or how to construct a model of a telescope. Could I have all the runners from each group to come up? Right. You have your materials with you. There are few. Your materials with you. There are listening. You have your materials with you. You have with you. Let's have a look at this. You have with you a pair of scissors. Be careful when using the scissors. You may know how to use scissors, but accidents can occur. So be careful when you are using a pair of scissors. Do not play around with the scissors. Use it for the purpose, which is meant to cut papers. You also have two straps of paper, hard cardboard. Two straps of hard cardboard. Two convex lens, a smaller one and a bigger one. And you have some blank pages, dark colored papers, and a marking pen. Marker used only when you are coloring. Right, you will use those things to construct your model of a telescope. Your steps, please take note of the steps. We will go through the steps of constructing a model at a time. So follow the steps. A fast writer may copy down the steps in case you forget the steps. So our first writer, choose someone to copy down the steps as we go through them. So we shall begin. I'll give you 2 minutes or so to work on the steps, or record down your steps, and you will work on that for about 10 minutes. All right, just step 1. Fit the lens and the cardboard as shown in the diagram. You have this time to work on that. Cut. Okay, who's starting? Who's working on it? Oh, everybody's writing instruction. The instruction will be there. I'll give you 3 minutes or 2 minutes. You work on the first instruction. Lens? Where's the lens? Who's rolling? How would you do that? Scissors. Cut it. Hey, be careful. Easy, eh? You might cut my finger. Like that. You sure? Go ahead. Good. You're following, right? Instruction number 2. Step 2. Already some of you are on to step 2. That is good. Smart. The sharp edges, you flatten them. Double.
You stick this way, so you main assist them.
Okay, so continue. Roll. Who's rolling the small one? Roll it. And the small one? Who's doing the small one? Okay, Nigel. Help him with the tape. You're close. Oh, no. Help him. Come on, Nigel. So, are you okay? Paper and take the paper first. Take the paper and then you can take the lines. Okay, how would you join this? You're going to join this two now. So this one is big. The manta blend, this one is big. So try to join this two people. Yeah. Okay, I'm strong. So come, try and look, okay, listen, and then you will join that together with this. So people like, you know, like the Bluetooth. Okay, yeah. You finish? The third step is to test the telescope if you have finished. Model. Ah, yeah, good. Then fine job. Tape, tape, tape. Okay, try. The third step, focus on an object. Okay, and hold him this left. Now, while others may have attention, while those who are constructing, those, if your friends are constructing the model, others you may discuss what is the purpose of a telescope, and or what is a telescope and what is the purpose of a telescope. So while the others are constructing, you other students or friends can discuss and write down your definition of a telescope and the purpose of a telescope. Did some have finished? Some have tried? Can you focus on something? Right. If you have completed your models of a telescope, there is a receiving students and teachers, if you have completed your models and you would like to take them out, this is your warning. You should never look at the sun with your telescope that you have made, because it will damage your eyes. So that's your warning. Do not use the telescope to look at the sun. Your group report of what you did. Discuss in a group and somebody write down your report about your telescope. And after you have viewed, tested your telescope. I hope you're writing a group report. Your next two questions, as I mentioned earlier. Your question one, first question, what is a telescope? Your second question, what is the telescope used for? Who's writing about the telescope? You're answering the question, and who's writing about the telescope? The first one. Write a report. Oh, you guys are writing. Write what you did in constructing, and when you tested your telescope, or when you viewed your telescope, what did you see? What did the image look like? Write down your report. A short one paragraph will do. Who's writing the report? Okay. And who's answering the question? Now, do we have Okay, we should be ready to present our report now. Let's see which group has finished their report. Which group has finished their reports? Okay, Hayano's group. We'll have Hayano. 7 students, you may also give your reports of what you have done and seen through your model telescope. We'll have Hayano to give us the group report.
We constructed a telescope using 2 convex lenses, 1 small, 1 big, papers and strips of cardboard. When we were done constructing the telescope, we tried viewing smaller writings that could not be seen from where we were sitting. And we saw through the telescope that the smaller writings became clearer.
Okay. Anything else? Right, let's move to our question. Thanks for that report, Hayano's group. I hope you have, other groups have their reports. Maybe you can go through them after the lesson. Let's look at our question 1. What is telescope? Okay, Quarry's first hand is up.
Telescopes are instruments that are used to magnify images from far.
Okay, questions? Any others? Okay, question number 2. What is the telescope used for? Already answered with Quarry's question. Somebody with a different answer from Quarry? What is the telescope used for? Okay, thank you. Daira has a different answer or has a different explanation.
Telescope is used.
Listening?
Telescope is used for identifying small objects that you cannot see with your eyes.
Okay, telescope. Telescope is an instrument that you have defined. It is an instrument that is used to magnify distant objects. Magnify distant objects or make things from distance much bigger and clearer to be seen. May I have your telescope? Thank you. Okay. Have a look at your telescope construction that you did, the model of your telescope that you did. You find that you have the big lens in front, the bigger lens in front that you put, and the smaller lens at the back. The bigger lens here in front that you put captures the image that you are focused on. So this bigger lens captures the image, which is then the smaller lens magnifies it and makes the image from distance that you see bigger when you look through here. So the purpose of the telescope, as you mentioned, is to magnify or make images from a distance bigger and closer to your eyes. Let's have a look at our summary. Telescope is an optical instrument. Summary point number 2, it is used to detect or examine distant objects. We'll have Patrick. Can you tell us what you did in the lesson today? What did you find in the lesson that we learned today?
We made a model of a telescope.
Good. So that brings us to our key phrase, telescope. Sorry, keyword. Our next lesson, receiving teachers and students, is how to observe the Earth, how to observe outside the atmosphere, and we are looking at spaceships. So if you have any pictures or diagrams of spaceships, you may collect. These are the materials we need for our lesson. Material number 1, you will need your notebook since you will be viewing a video. You will also need pictures or diagrams. Teachers, please provide this also for the class or model. A straw or bamboo size of bamboo, the size of a straw, a balloon, and a nylon string which you would do as an activity for your lesson in your. With that, thank you, class. Thank you, receiving students and teachers.